And what a wonderful report to be able to say we are making history. We're living history. We have lodges that are opening up again. We have now become international. We are not a secret anymore.
Amen.
We are out there. And I have to be honest, Brother Bob, thanks to you, but it's thanks to each and every one of you here and each and every one of your members. Please let them know we are moving forward. The exciting thing also is our history is being recorded. I hope a lot of you have sat and looked at the video that came back from the wonderful trip that they had to Rome, which I was sorry I missed. And the excitement, Palermo, Rome, and who next? So Dr. Solero, I know you're proud of us, and we are thankful that you formed this organization 118 years ago. So take a look at what you started and look at where we're headed. Also, please don't forget June 22nd, Dr. Solero. We would like to be able to have each and every one of you out there in your Grand Lodges. Take a few moments of either at your convention or on that day to do something special so people are aware of who our forefather was and what we are about. Maybe just reading his speech and sharing it or putting it in your news article would be a great way. We also would appreciate a funding. I believe, Mary, we're going to do a funding program, Dr. Mary, that day. And will it be on the 22nd or on Giving Tuesday? How are we going to work that? Okay, perfect. But please keep that in mind. 118 years is something to be proud of. Before I do any closing comment, if you remember when I started as a historian, I said I would like to be able to have some kind of a biography of all of our past state presidents. I have received a few, but I have not received a lot. And what I was hoping to do was to be able to send it all to national. We'd be able to have it on our website. So for future members, for anyone that's interested, they would be able to read about you famous presidents out there and our past presidents, many of which I do not know, and many of which you probably have not had the knowledge of. So please, Grand Lodge presidents or anyone out there, if you have any kind of information of someone from your Grand Lodge that was a past national president, would you please send it to me? And I will forward it to our national office, and I believe they have a way of getting it all together for us to have it so you could reference it on your website. I have nothing further to say, except as I said in closing, we are a family, and as a family, we work together, and I am just so proud to be part of this family. Thank you, Brother Bob. Thank all of you. Please, if you have any questions, then thank you.
Yeah, we have some exciting stuff to show you about This Is Us, which is kind of the phrase that we've been using, and some really great stuff from the local lodges and the Grand Lodges tomorrow. But for right now, I want to thank Commission for Social Justice President Robert Ferrito, not only for his leadership with CSJ, but for his friendship and advice on those very lengthy calls each week, dutifully there, and a trusted resource for me. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, President Bob. Good morning. Yep. Good morning, everybody. It's still morning. Happy to be here. You know, those meetings that our president speaks about, they're very helpful to CSJ. It gives me, it aids in the direction and some of my decisions I have to make. And I'm really, President Bob, I'm honored that you appreciate my input at those meetings and whatnot. It's, you know, as members, when you volunteer for something, it's nice to be appreciated. We don't, you know, we all get the same salary. So it's nice. Thank you is a good tip. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. So, and working with Shayla, Mark, Mary, Joe Shiami, Tony Anderson's on it, our staff, it gives me a different perspective on how to approach some of our issues. So to President Bob's point about social media, Zoom, thanks to Nancy, Media Press President Nancy of our Zoom Queen. Zoom, believe it or not, allows me to attend other organization meetings throughout the entire country, all around the country. I attend meetings, and it really pulls everything together, and it helps me, make some of the decisions. They know that we're out there. They know they could depend on the Order Sons and Daughters of Italy, CSJ, for anything they need out there. And it takes money and it takes time. And you'll see in our financial report this afternoon that the money's coming. It's coming. It's definitely coming. So Osaya, I can never get that straight. Osaya. We celebrated World Social Justice Day. It was celebrated on February 20th. We have a short little video to show you, and then I'll go into some of the updates that I have to my report.
Hello, my name is Bob Bianchi. I'm honored to be the national president of the Order Sons and Daughters of Italy in America, the largest and oldest Italian-American organization in the United States. We're a group of men and women who have literally donated tens of millions of dollars to people in need from our charities and our scholarships, as well as having a commission for social justice that fights discrimination for all races and all ethnicities, including Italian Americans. So I wanted to talk to you about a little project that we're putting together here at the Sons and Daughters of Italy in America. And it's the World Day for Social Justice, which is February 20th. And so we were going to go around and we're going to ask some of our members and other folks, what does social justice mean for you? And lots of people have a lot of interesting perspectives on this, but what I found to be intriguing already as we start the videotape is that some people don't even want to get on the camera, because when you bring the term social justice up, they immediately go into a political mode, which is understandable given the political culture that we're living under right now. Nevertheless, it is a valuable question to ask. And people are going to have lots of different opinions on a lot of different matters. So we figured, like, what do people consider social justice? And let's put something out so that people can kind of dialogue about it and think about it in their head. One caveat, this is these individuals' opinions. This does not represent the opinions necessarily of the Order Sons and Daughters of Italy in America. And we're not even endorsing any of those opinions, even the ones that I gave. This is an intellectual exercise that we hope can move into a transformative place as to what social justice is or should be. So we hope that you at least appreciate and respect the opinion of our members and the individuals that we bring forward, and that we do it in a spirit of community and advancement and empowerment for all people. Thank you for participating. And for those of you watching, thank you for watching. You can always find us at www.osia.org and be part of our group that does so much in the community. Happy Social Justice Day to you. Thank you.
And social justice to me means wage equality between men and women in the workforce. Men are oftentimes paid more than women for the same job, even though women are equally as qualified and work just as hard. Women should also be given equal opportunity for advancements in their career. While it's improved over recent years, there is still a gap and more work needs to be done.
Absolutely, I'm all for it. I think the whole world has been struggling, trying to implement it to make it possible for this world. Unfortunately, we're using the wrong tools. If we use love as the main tool, we will achieve it very fast.
And to me, social justice goes beyond the basic definition that everyone deserves equal economic, political, and social rights. I think that it's a collaborative effort on behalf of everyone in society to make sure that those who are disadvantaged work together to make sure that we have those rights. I think it also implies leadership and those who are fortunate enough to make something happen, make it happen. So that's what social justice means to me.
Social justice means to me that the opportunities and the privileges that everyone can enjoy in this country is equal for everybody, for all citizens.
Thank you. It means that we need to overcome our prejudices and help other people, especially those in need, especially those that need housing. That's it.
It means we need to have more affordable rentals for people. People can't afford to buy a house when you're making minimum wage, and they can't afford to rent an apartment. They need to go back to having some rooming houses. That's what they had back in the 50s and 60s.
Social justice to me is to respect Columbus's statues and monuments and to keep Columbus Day on our calendars.
Well, social justice means standing up for what you believe is right and helping other people in your community and the world.
Social justice to me is that no matter your race, ethnicity, religion, or anything like that, everyone gets the same opportunities, tools, resources to lead a happy and successful life.
Equality for everybody, no matter what color you are, race, creed, or religion. We are all here for the same reason, to live on this earth in peace. So let's all just get along.
Social justice is a very complex and a very, I would say, a very long topic to discuss. Social justice means different individuals, corporates, to entities or groups of people. But the minimal thing that what I think of social justice is the voting rights, to have a roof over your head, to be able to feed yourself and your family. And my view of social justice is to elevate individuals, a group of individuals to a certain level, to a support system, get them to a level, and beyond that, you equalize justice to everyone. So that's what I think about what social justice is.
My definition of social justice is equity and fairness for each individual or group without judgment, harmful intent, or otherwise negative influence. It's the unspoken authorization to be who you are and become what you want. It's the opportunity to enjoy life without inequities based on creed, color, or class. And it's the freedom to be your best you.
Social justice means that everybody in the world should be treated equally and with honor, and that we all should live together in peace and harmony.
Well, justice to me means fairness. And I believe all men and women are created equal and should be all treated equally with love and peace and no hatred.
Social justice means fairness, fair treatment to everyone, regardless of your economic status, your race, your religious beliefs. It's fairness to everyone.
Great video. Yeah, Tom wanted to know if I conducted all those interviews. No, I didn't. But what's the message? Equality, equity, fairness, which is what CSJ is all about, anti-defamation, everybody being treated fairly, and including Columbus and Columbus Day. And that's where it's at. So that's powerful message by everyday people. They get it. They all get it. Just certain organizations don't get it. This is what our mission is. So that was a great video, and we were happy to celebrate. Some of the updates we have. The New Orleans Historic Site, I brought it to you back in August. We're gonna have it this August. There was a little slip up over there, and I was assured that we'll be having the approval for the historic site down there. The plaque will be presented it won't be presented in August. We'll have the final decisions. There's two more decisions that have to be made by two government groups down there, and it'll be done by August. Hopefully we could do it maybe in October. We can get that dedication done down in New Orleans. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. We're definitely that with the video that I spoke about also by Charles Marsala from the American Italian Federation of the Southeast will be ready sometime this March. He is going to give it to us first. We'll be seeing it. I'm going to put it on the OSIA website and our resource page so that we could watch it. It plays into the lynching of the apology that we got back in a number of years ago through New York and National CSJ. I'm working on a new initiative also. He asked me if we would take part in it's the Sicilian sugarcane harvesters between 1870 and 1920 down in New Orleans, and it plays into that 1891 lynching. The sugarcane harvesters on the plantations and farms of South Louisiana. There was 60,000 Sicilian immigrants who they were recruited to do the harvesting of the sugarcane. They want to set up a monument on the exact site where they did that harvesting. So I think we're going to try and get involved with that. And we have some, the fact that we were part of that whole apology, I think it'll be nice to get involved in that. Some of the updates up in Syracuse, in my report, I told you that everything was hunky-dory up there. It's not. This is the third time that he's going to file an appeal to get that statue down. And the foundation up in Syracuse, New York, asked the Copomayo to file a brief. We have George Bachetto who was very successful in Philadelphia, file an amicus brief to against this mayor. This guy just does not give it up. Philadelphia, I think he's given up. The statue is up. All the boarding came down and it's there and it's being celebrated again as a monument. Connecticut, after 10 years of not having a holiday, they put Columbus Day on the calendar in New Canaan, Connecticut. That, my friends, is a victory. Total victory. In Richmond, Virginia, the statue was saved. These are all updates I received after I sent in my report. I understand that the statue was saved. Massachusetts, the holiday remains, and it never came to the floor in their state legislature. Correct, Joe? Yep. And they never even came out of committee, which is a good thing. Up in New York, for the third time, we're having issues with one of our Senator Ramos up there going again. But we have enough New York. A lot of members from CSJ and all the organizations up in New York have enough people they know in the legislative that we were promised it will not happen. But you never know. Even our governor did an about face. She's going to veto it if it comes up. But elected officials, you never know where they're going to go and how it's going to work out. They could tell you one thing and they could do another thing. Joe, you got your hand up? Oh, it's great. Great. Oh, beautiful. Terrific. Excellent. Very good. Excellent. We still have not gotten an audience with our president. We're the only ethnic group he hasn't met with yet. We're continuing to speak to him and ask him to sit down with us. Some new stuff from Tennessee. This is a good one. You're all going to like this one in Tennessee. This was one of my favorites. They had proposed to exchange Columbus Day, take the holiday and move it to the day after Super Bowl, because that's more important to make it a holiday. But I was told that it's not going to happen, that they're just going to they're going to add the holiday anyway, but they're going to keep Columbus Day also. It's a sad day in the United States when we have to worry about people day after Super Bowl that they have to take a day off and get a holiday out of it. So I did speak with Andre Domino, president of Italian American Women Voice Coalition this week. We're working very closely with that organization again, as we did in the past. We agreed to do joint press releases. They have a tremendous PR machine going, and he welcomes us to do joint press releases with him. So that's something that we'll be doing in the future with that. And I want to thank all my brothers and sisters. I want to thank our committee, my first vice president, Ralph Capaccio, for always being there if I need him. And each and every one of you, thank you.
That video on Social Justice Day is, I just want to kind of use that as an example. Some have been very good at this and some haven't taken an opportunity where we say at your local lodge, if you have an event, it's not fancy. It doesn't, in fact, a lot of people in the social media space kind of think that sometimes just taking a rough videos like that is more, I'm sorry that audio wasn't very loud, but is sometimes more attractive to the younger generations, especially. So it's as simple as just hitting record or getting somebody to hit record or just take pictures. And we will use our production team at the national office to produce a really nice video for you that you can put on your social media, you can put on your website. We can put it on the national website, cross promotion. So that was interesting. And you notice we try to put young people in there. So if you look at when you see the Cento commercial, which I know we're going to be playing at some point in time, watch how they did their commercial is brilliant. 3 generations of people. That's done for a specific reason. They're very, very good at their branding. Okay, so Justin, unfortunately, is not able to be with us. We congratulate him with the birth of his child. He unfortunately oh, hey, what a surprise. Justin, I didn't know you were going to be here. Can you hear us? Is he on or not? Can you hear us, Justin?
Can you hear me?
We can. Justin, it's
Hey
Bob.
guys.
It's Bob, Justin. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Bob.
All right. A pleasant surprise, Justin. I was just about to speak on your behalf. I didn't know you were going to be on Zoom, but then let me give you an opportunity on behalf of myself and the members of the Supreme Council, our gratitude for the efforts, again, Herculean, I'll use the words, efforts that you have put together. There was a time, Justin, where Mark, Mary, and myself were worried that, where are we going to go from here? And we had a lot of transition, and you kept steady and you continued to do the job with passion, and you brought us to Rome, which was an amazing experience. I think you're an excellent leader, and I want to thank you that during that time of transition that we had, that I believe you would agree that we are in a healthier place, and we've done a lot of amazing stuff, and that's a lot to do with your execution of what we asked. So thank you, Justin, and I'll leave it to you.
Thank you for those for those words, Bob. I appreciate it. And well, hello everybody. I'm sorry that I'm not able to join you in person. I've been getting pictures from my team, and it looks like beautiful weather, looks like a beautiful place. So it's not the same being here in DC, but I'm confident that you guys are all having a wonderful time, and just being together is a pleasure, I know. So as many of you know, actually exactly 1 month ago, my wife and I welcomed our daughter Giacomo into the world, and we're currently relishing in this new chapter. And that was originally why I wasn't going to be able to join you guys, but unfortunately, I'm sure some of you heard this week I tested positive for COVID, so I'm actually currently in quarantine. I'm feeling a lot better, but I haven't skipped a beat. I've been working from quarantine, working with the team that we have down there. We still have one team member here in the office, so working with him very diligently. But I wanted to apologize for my absence, but it is great seeing. I see a lot of familiar, friendly faces, so it's great to see those at least on screen. So since the last time we met in August, and I had the privilege of speaking to you guys, the office has actually continued to grow, not only in our physical staff, but also in the capacity of work that we can take on and our knowledge of the organization, and the inner workings. Down in Charleston with you guys, we have Shayla, Joanna, and Michael. But since our August plenary, we've also added Will Mann. He's our newest addition. He is our communication, social media, and marketing coordinator. And Will hit the ground running, jumped right into, he started in October, pretty much 2 days after we got back from Rome. He was in the office, and he hit the ground running. He jumped right into Italian American Heritage Month in October. November is Giving Tuesday campaign. And I've been working with him currently pretty much the past 2 days since the team has been down in Charleston, we've been working on, Joe Shami will be happy to hear this, NALA stuff. So we're working on the e-blast announcements, solicitations, the website, the journal cover. So everyone can keep an eye out for that. That's a little teaser. Obviously, Michael, who is our bookkeeper, he's the seasoned vet of the office now. He just surpassed his 1 year time with us. And I know, he's been integral. I know Shayla could wax poetically about this, but the amount that he's grown in a year, the capacity that to take on new financial stuff. I mean, Shayla's constantly working with him. And I know for a fact that he is thoroughly enjoying himself at his first in-person event, his first in-person plenary. He was very excited, and I know he's kind of rising to the occasion. Speaking of Shayla, she, first was in a volunteer capacity with us. So when she joined our staff officially, it was seamless. And she has firmly made her, excuse me, made herself an integral part of our team. And I do want to say that she goes way beyond just the finances. She is deeply ingrained in so many different aspects, different projects. She's integral to NALA. Her and I have been working over the past 2 to 3 months on a membership management program, which hopefully you guys will hear about more this weekend. She is deeply ingrained in our everyday activities. So she works tirelessly on the financials, but it does go well beyond that. So I just wanted to say that about her. And then Joanna joined our team in May of 2022. Another pivotal hire right after she joined. About 3 weeks later, we had NALA, so she was tossed right into the deep end with that. I think everyone had the chance to meet her in August in Chicago. But she is, she's taking the lead on these big events, plenaries, NALAs, excuse me, and much more. And she was also integral to the Rome trip. We couldn't have pulled that off without her. So another integral part to our team. So I know I said this same thing in my last report, but I can't say enough positive things about the team that we've assembled. I'm super excited in this moment, and with our personnel, and we're hoping to transfer this positivity and this momentum into continued success for the organization. Excuse me. As far as what we've been able to handle in this past year, that has also grown in capacity. And I'd like to thank National President Bob, Mark, Mary, the whole team, everyone on the Tuesday and Friday calls for everyone's help and the guidance that we've received. If I were to go through everything that we've done in the past 19 months since August 2021, I would go into your lunch, and I know I stand between you guys and lunch, so I'm not gonna continue too long. But just some of the things that I wanted to quickly touch on, which I think are huge, is we overhauled the charter process. So we turned it from being a 6-week to 2-month process into a 1-day process. We have chartered 6 new lodges in a single calendar year. So this was the most that we've chartered since 2015. That's incredibly impressive. We talked about the Rome trip. So we organized a OSDIA delegation trip to Italy, where we not only met an existing lodge in Rome, but we installed a new chapter for Palermo. On that trip, we held a press conference at the Italian Senate. We were blessed by His Holiness Pope Francis. And then we also had the opportunity to meet with 4 past scholarship winners who were attending the American University of Rome. That was an incredibly touching and special time to hear firsthand from them, get to meet them. Not all of our students get to make it to NALA every year, so we don't always get that FaceTime with them. So that was extremely important. Speaking of NALA, we held our first NALA in person for the first time since 2019. So, excuse me, 3 years, and it wasn't just holding it, it was the success monetarily. What we raised in scholarships that year, what we made in profit off of it were for the foundation, giving another wounded veteran of a modified van through Help Our Military Heroes. It checked all the boxes. We're looking forward to another successful event this year. Everyone mark their calendars for Thursday, May 25th. We'll see you guys in Washington, D.C. The Italian America Show. I know Mark touched on this a bit in his report. Bob talked about it as well, but we're now in season 4. So that's 3 seasons or 4 seasons now on News 12. But this is going back to the Queen of Zoom, to Nancy. We started this pretty much in the month after COVID started. What can we do to connect with our members? What can we do to connect with our audience? And this was what we came up with, and it's been such a success that it's carried over onto TV. We go into 3.8 million homes every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Even if you don't live in the tri-state area, you can stream us online. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, please do. And as Bob alluded to in his report, it's gone further than that, right? It's gone further into business development, into fundraising, into making business connections. So it's another feather in our hat. And then through not only SIF, but also OSDA, we've run a lot of successful fundraising campaigns this year. So we did our first annual Founders Day, the Solaro fundraiser. We are looking to do that again and continue that every year. So mark your calendars for June 22nd. We held a Ukraine fund. Not only was this a successful fundraiser, but while we were in Rome, we were able to present a check in person to the charity that we raised money for. Incredibly touching, incredibly special moment. We're helping Ukrainian children who were relocated to Italy with or without their families. And I know Joe will touch on this more during his report. And then another, probably our most successful by number Giving Tuesday campaign to date. This is something that we've really started to ramp up and put a lot of effort into since last year, and it's paying off. And this is the type of momentum that we hope we can continue to carry year over year and continue to grow. So those were just a few of the highlights from 2022. Obviously, we're in 2023. We're looking forward to what this year has to offer. Another successful NALA Gala, hopefully a record-breaking scholarship campaign after last year. August, the 50th Biennial National Convention in Tampa Bay. So there's a lot to look forward to and a lot that I haven't even touched on. So I won't take up any more of your time. It's great to see I'm seeing, kind of scanning the room and seeing a lot of friendly faces. So I'm sending my greetings and well wishes to everyone. Enjoy this time together in Isle of Palms and safe travels home.
Thank you, Justin. Feel better. Great job.
Thank you. Every day a little bit better.
You're looking pretty good for a guy that doesn't feel well, I gotta tell you. You look better than
It's amazing
D'Annunzio.
what a hot shower will do.
All right, thank you, Justin. We'll be in touch. And be a good
Thanks.
segue right now before lunch to bring on Shayla. And again, Shayla, thank you so much. You really set us in the right direction. I should say, Justin pointed out about how much Shayla's involved, and Robert was talking and it made me think. The thing I love about the team, especially on the calls, is that everyone has a role. Frank Cattuso is the orator, but everyone's working on so many different other things. If they've got a skill set, they're not just in a box doing the position like Robert, just CSJ. They're involved in everything we're doing. So thank you guys for volunteering beyond what your role is. Shayla.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Oh, and no, is it still morning? Yeah. Good morning. Still morning. So I've continued working over the past 6 months remotely with the national office part-time as the director of finance and accounting. And as our knowledgeable advisor, Tom Lupo, mentioned earlier, I also serve as co-chair of the Budget Audit Finance Committee with our exceptional and extremely involved financial secretary, Lou Santoro, who's been a pleasure to work with. We've already mentioned the vendor review that has happened and is still ongoing. It's a process that we want to continue every single year, every 2 years, because it's an important process that has really helped our finances at the national level. As you heard in Chicago, we began a new relationship with a new CPA firm, McGowan and Company, who has been wonderful to work with. I am in contact with them as needed. As you heard, we conducted the trustee audit of Supreme for fiscal year 21. And thank you to the 5 trustees that volunteered to do that audit. We'll soon be conducting the fiscal year 2022 audit. And we will again be asking for at least 5 trustees to conduct that audit. I meet regularly, as Justin said, with Michael and do training and guidance and feedback on his work. He has done a wonderful job at increasing his knowledge and changing the way that he does things to fit our organization. And he's grown a lot over the past year, and I'm excited to see how much he grows over the next year. So I travel to the national office a few times a year to do one-on-one training with Michael and to collaborate with the national office staff. Bob mentioned that we did a review of SIF's Charity Navigator score to improve the score as much as we possibly could, up to 85. But again, he mentioned there's some limitations on how high we can make that score go currently because of the high cost that goes into the SIF mailing program, which I know Joe Shiame wants to review. For months last year, I researched a new accounts payable process to bring us forward to software that would really help the financial officers and make their lives easier. So this accounts payable process is now electronic. And Joe Rondinelli, our treasurer, couldn't be here with us today, but he did record a quick video that Michael's going to play talking about this process. Here. Okay. Go ahead, Joe.
Tell us about your experience with the new Avid Exchange automated payment system.